right, so my project today is we're gonna get the Alero up into the air. We're gonna take a look at the brakes. We're gonna take a look at suspension. We're gonna pull all the tires off. I'm gonna go over and get them changed. Just kind of look the car over, make sure everything is good. Here we go. Clean, a little overfilled. There was a fourth one. God. That's pretty clean. Vacuum that out a little bit. Thing went 18 years without breaking one of the tabs off. And the screws, until today. I missed it. Doggone it. Well, the Blazers only had 3 of them on it for 6 years that I've owned it, because I missed that one too. Yeah, it'll be fine. We don't need 4. Well, what in the world? Never open hot. Oh, just pulls out of there. Yeah, who knew? Changing the plugs on the Alero. Actually, I'm just going to check them. Looks like you got to remove all the linkage here. If you don't have ratchet wrenches, I highly recommend getting them. Oh, that's going to be a pain to put back in, man. I can see that already. Oh yeah, putting that back in is going to be fun, but we'll get it. First thing you want to do is look and make sure there's no oil down in any of those. I'm going to vacuum that out real quick. They all look phenomenal. I'm just going to pull one out and see what they look like. This is the scary part. Oh boy, that makes me nervous. Oh yeah. Steel with aluminum, scary. Of course, you don't want to pull out there. Not bad. You can read it. It's burning right. Stripe is right. I think I'm still going to replace them though. Good. Looks good. Brakes look good. The only thing I can't check is the transmission. I'm just going to send that in for a transmission flush. So if you look at that cap straight in the middle there, that's the top of the transmission. I don't believe that's got a dipstick or anything, so I'm not going to bother changing that. Looks like we might have some kind of an oil leak there. That's the intake manifold, so I'm guessing it might just be a valve cover. Kind of hard to tell what it is. It's not gas, it's gonna be oil. Here's my oil filter right there. Off to the parts store we go. They're iridium plugs, and they're for number 41-105. $10 a plug, but that's the way that the ball bounces. You have a hard time getting your plug to go into there and stay inside the gasket, and this one doesn't work very well. Just take a little dielectric grease, put it into there. They'll stay in there for a little bit. Little dab inside each one of these coils, dielectric grease. Make sure your coils are all centered. You'll feel them kind of go down. Now the fun bolt. All right, let's see if she fires up. Sounds like all four to me. Boy, it looked a lot cleaner on the dipstick. Ooh, glad I'm changing this. The canister style oil filter, it's on top of the engine here. I just removed the air to air out of the way. And all we gotta do is pop that off of there. New filter comes with an O-ring. As you can see, that end right there goes inside the cap. Just clips right in. When you're dropping that filter in, make sure that you're as careful as you can. Don't drop anything inside of there. I just want to make sure I'm not leaking anything down around the oil filter. Looks dry to me. Very good. All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to check the air conditioning, why it's not working. See that the AC is on, the AC is off. Let's just make sure the compressor should not be turning right now. So right there is the AC compressor, and you can see it's not turning, it's not engaged. This switch here, that AC compressor is not turning. So we got an electrical issue there. So let's see if we can find it. First thing, let's just check for a fuse in here. AC compressor 16. So this is inside the front tire. Let's just pull this panel off of here. Gonna put on a set of Blizzaks. They're expensive, but they're well worth it. Oh yeah, it's just up and down. You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, look at these tires. They're bad.
Yeah, like that. And just rip it out.
Good enough to get the these on like this on that first one. Before putting the tires back on, I want to take a look at the brakes. I was quite surprised it actually has a rear drum on it. Ooh, those look mighty nice. I think we'll just spray that down and clean them up. You're always looking to see if the wheel cylinder is leaking. Both sides look good. I'm just going to spray that down and put it back together. Here's the driver's side. These look good too. Those cylinders are dry. A little built up crap on there, but that's all right. We'll take care of that here in a second. Look good. So as Derek would say, both sides are rebuilt. So one thing I learned about these tires as we were putting them on, they actually have rotation with that arrow. So this one here, what I did when we figured it out, the way that this wheel needs to go, it needs to go that way. So that means that's going to be, I put a D there, let me turn that way. For driver. This one here, see the arrow on there, and then I put a little P on there because that needs to go that way. Let's go ahead and get these put back on. Everything's on here. We got everything looking good. Oil changed, plugs changed, went through and checked everything, make sure it's tight. Let's take it for a ride and see if we solved any of those problems with the tires. Well, the noise that I thought was tires was not tires. Doesn't matter, it needed new tires anyway, but wow. It's getting louder. I've made a couple laps up and down my road here. Methinks it's a wheel bearing. Thinking. Yeah, that's getting pretty bad. Yeah, they're cheap. Yeah, that's definitely something. All right, back to the shop we go. All right, so I just got back from O'Reilly's and we're gonna put on a set of wheel bearings. I'll just time lapse it. Here we go. This is the new bearing here. I think I found my culprit. Actually, when I pulled it out with that bearing shocker, it actually came apart. This is supposed to be on here. And yeah, so you can see, that's had a problem for a while. The exciter ring, let's put it this way, that's supposed to be sealed. That ain't supposed to be rusty. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the other one on. No more noise. It was just that one wheel bearing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace both of them. So I'm trying to record and this guy keeps interrupting me. Literally, he's that close to me. So I think I'm going to call this video good. I'm going to put it up tonight. I think this little car is going to do Lucas some pretty good justice. It's got some life left in it. I think it's going to do just fine. We're going to put the other wheel bearing in, but I'm going to have him do that, and I'm going to make a separate video on it. This video, I think, is long enough. So I want to tell everybody, 41 subscribers now. That means nothing to some. That means a lot to me. I want to thank you all for watching. Be good.